What's up, YouTube fans? Today I want to take a look at the Mastermind Creations D-Zef Year of the Dragon edition. So this is the third repaint of this figure, and this one is a special edition. I actually didn't realize it until after I did the unboxing. If you look at the bottom of the box, it's got a number here, 134 out of 899. So this is a limited edition, only 900 made. And it is kind of a combination of the two. We get the paint styling from the G1 version, which was the R-42Y or Continuum. And then we get the wings from both sets. We get the wings from the Continuum and from the IDW version. So you can have either one. Accessory wise, it is basically identical to what we got with the other two. With exception to these wings, the color's a little bit different. You can see it's got that nice gradient red to orange with silver. But we did get these wings with the Continuum version, and then the other wings with the standard version. Let's go over the paint since we just talked about it. We got some nice silver, gold, red, or I guess maroon, and then blue on that head. It's pretty much fully painted, so it looks really, really nice. Gold for the wings, red here. You got gold accents kind of all throughout, red accents throughout. Metallic blue here for the thighs, gold for the knees, red for the shins, more gold paint there. The bottom is die cast, this whole foot here, and that is painted. Here's the back. The wings are beautifully done. I really like how they look. And we'll see more of the detail in the Space Turkey mode, which we'll get to that in a minute. I just noticed this panel was sticking out, so let's get that covered up. But overall, really good looking. More paint than I've come to expect from Mastermind Creations, so I like that. Let's go over the articulation. Head's on a ball joint, goes up to there. It goes down, but this panel sometimes comes out, so you just want to snap that back into place. It doesn't really have a lock, so just be gentle with the head. But it goes down to there, side to side, and rotates around. It's a very good looking head, by the way. Shoulders go out to the side on a friction. If you move the wing out of the way, you can rotate on a ratchet, forward and backwards. Wings can rotate in and out and up and down. And you can get it way up if you use this hinge. So there's two hinges there. That works nicely. Later we'll bring in the other wings so you can see what they look like. For the shoulder, you have a rotation here at the bicep. Oops. I wish that locked in, by the way. You have a double jointed elbow, so there's a bend at the top and the bottom. Combining the two, you do get past 90 degrees, almost the full bend. Rotation at the wrist, up and down, just due to the transformation. Fingers are individually articulated at 1, 2, 3 pins, and the thumb is on a ball joint and a pin. Very, very nice hands. We don't see hands like this from MMC that often. But I do like how they look and how they work. Nice tolerances on those fingers as well. Coming down the waist, you have a waist rotation here. You have an ab crunch is built into the back. I'll just show you from the back here. This kind of lifts up and we'll get out of the way. You can get it quite a bit down. Just watch out for this. But going back, just make sure this doesn't work its way in. You want to make sure this is all the way back. So don't actually crush it in there, but you can get it pushed back down. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, this panel, I wish I had a lock. Hip skirts will move out of the way on all three sides. Legs will kick up to there on a ratchet. Let's see if we get this wing out of the way. Leg will kick back to there. Out to the side on a ratchet, which is nice because it's a pretty heavy leg due to the die cast in the foot. You have a double jointed knee. You can't really get past there just due to the sculpt, but it does have a double joint, so you can bend at the top or the bottom, however you like. We have ankle tilt, gets you out to there, back to there, forward, and you have a toe tilt as well. So pretty nice movement there on the legs. All right, now let's take a look at the accessories. And they are pretty much the same accessories as before, with exception to the wings, which I talked about already, and I'll show you the alternate wings later. But first, get his gun done in this teal plastic. This will tab into the hand. It's a tight fit, but you can get in there, and the pointer finger can go around the trigger. That looks good. We also get his mace done with a metal chain. That looks really good. Same teal plastic, that'll fit in the hand. And you can kind of do a little trick here. I haven't been able to get it to work right, but if you pull out this little piece, you can sort of make it look like it's floating if you do it right. There you go. So you can kind of be floating in space, or if you pose it properly, you can make it look like it's actually flying. But we can also take this and put that back in there, take the gun out of the hand, and this will actually combine. So you can push this in like this, and make sure that tabs in. I don't know if the other side tabs in better. Let's see. Either way. Then you can take this, and this will slide in right here. And so now you can store that, and you have this sort of chain hanging off the gun, which is kind of cool. I mean, it looks like a pretty cool gun, and you can still use it as a weapon. There it is with the combined mace and gun. It's a little bit of a tight fit, so you do have to get the fingers out of the way, but it works and it looks good. We also get a sword. It's the same sword as before, but it's beautiful. I mean, it's got silver, nice whatever writing here, old Decepticon-ish symbol, and this gunmetal gold. That looks really good. This will fit into the hand, either hand. There we go. And then hold that weapon. Very nice looking sword. We also get an adapter, so if you wanted to display it on his back, you get this piece right here. This will plug into that back piece. Then you can unpeg this from the hand, slide this down into here, and that's a cool way to display it. We also get the tail for the turkey mode. If you open it up, you'll see there's a little tab right here on the side of the arm. You can see a slot. You can just peg this in. And again, nice that they have storage for everything he comes with. Storage, and or you can put it in his hands. And we also get an alternate face here. So if you want to have a more grimacing look versus the smiling look, they're very, very similar. But in order to change them out, I'm going to come to the back here, unscrew this screw so you can pop it off the ball joint. You can slide back on this cover, don't lose the screw. And here you'll have the face. You can push back on the face. And if you have trouble, you can use a spudger, but basically wiggle this out until it comes off. And mine, it gets tight at the end, so slide that off, slide on the new one, and then replace the cover, which has the eyes built into it. So get that back in there, and then put the screw, put it back on the neck, and then put the screw back in. Right, there it is with the alternate face. It's very similar. It's hard to tell just because it's so recessed in the head. But one is a little more serious, one is more happy. Either way, I think they're both fine. The last accessory we get here is the wings. And like I mentioned, you get both sets of wings this time instead of just the one. In order to swap these out, you do have to remove the screw. So go ahead and remove the screw and then replace it on this one and then attach this right where this was. All right, there are the two wing styles together, just so you can see how they differ. Obviously, my preference is these. But these have different articulations. So this can rotate here, just like the other one. You can bring this wing up. You can splay these out. So you can kind of be flying. And I forgot to show, this one actually has a little bit of articulation too. So you can kind of split the wing up if you want. So that's pretty cool. But like I mentioned, my preference is these just because they're really cool looking. And for a quick size comparison, there it is next to the Magic Square version of Optimus Prime and the Iron Trans version of Star Saber. And I just wanted to show it with these guys because it is about the same height as this Magic Square Optimus, maybe slightly taller, but significantly smaller than this quote masterpiece scale Star Saber, and even the MP Star Saber, it's quite a bit shorter. So I think this might work better with either an IDW collection in terms of height, or even a chug scale collection like this. Here's the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. I think that just looks a lot better. It's supposed to be a big, intimidating character, and I think with the masterpiece scale, it doesn't really work all that well. But it might work with this, or with if you had just a whole shelf of IDW. All right, there's D-Zef in alt mode in Space Turkey, and it does look pretty cool. He's got some really cool spikes, nice paint details all throughout. All that gold comes through here. Here's the back. You have the tail and the wings. It does look pretty nice. Let's go over the articulation. The neck can rotate forward and backward. It is locked. It locks in position there, so that's as far as you can go. These are a little bit softer, but you want to be careful with these spikes because you could break them if you're not careful. There's a hinge here and here, so you can bend down here, and then down on the head, and then back here, here, and here, so you can get it up to there. The mouth can open. You can open it up to there. So it can be angry Space Turkey. For the arms, they are on a ball joint. They're rotating in and out. They go up and down. Rotate around on that ball joint. You have a double jointed elbow. Bends up to there, mostly for transformation. The claw can rotate here as well as here. And then each finger or nail can rotate on their own. So that's good articulation there in the fingers. For the wings, same thing as in robot mode. You can go forward and backward, in and out, and you can rotate the whole thing forward and backward on this black hinge. You can also splay the wings out if you want. I think it looks better like this, but it's your choice. The legs can rotate back and forth on a ratchet. These knees tend to kind of buckle if you have it up like this. They sort of fall down. But you have the feet here. These are pretty solid joints. It's friction, but it does work well. You can go forward and backward on the ankle. You can open and close or splay the toes. So that works pretty well. For the tail, you have a hinge here. It's actually rotating on the pin that attaches it. You can rotate on that. Rotate here down to there. You can also waggle the tail forward and backward at each joint. So that's more than I was expecting, but nice articulation overall on this guy. For the tiger breast, we can rotate at the legs. The legs are on ball joints, so forward and backward. They go in and out on that ball joint. Bend at the knee and a bend at the paw, and then a rotation at the paw. So you can get the legs out wide and get the feet still flat on the ground. The head can go up and down, go down to there, up to there. You can't open up the mouth. It does have some red paint for the eyes and white for the teeth. The wings can go up and down. Tail can go up and down. Rear legs, same thing. They're on a ball joint, go up and down. This ab crunch can crunch down or go back. Ball joint here on the back. Bend at the knee, and then same thing for the toe, forward and backwards and side to side. And we have looked at this actually before because we looked at an exclusive that they did. Now we can still attach some of the accessories here in this mode. We do get very specifically this. Now we have this here. So I'm imagining you could use that to have it on his side. You could store the thing like this. But if we use this one, you can still store the sword back here. So I don't know. I think that looks kind of neat. It's an option. You can also take this gun if you want and display this right here on the side. And then same thing, you can plug in the handle of the mace. Plug this in down here. And then you can have this displayed or whatever. You can have it stowed too, but you can display it on the side if you want. So some display options here for the weapons. And for some size comparisons, I don't really have anything that makes sense. There it is next to Magic Square Optimus Prime and the Takara Tomy Masterpiece Optimus Primal. Relatively big chicken mode, but it does seem a little bit small for the Masterpiece scale. Like I mentioned earlier, I think this would fit in nicely with a chug scale collection, but it'd be a more premium piece. So there you go. So final recommendations on the Mastermind Creations D-Zef Year of the Dragon Edition. I think this is a pretty cool figure. One of the more highly painted and die-cast containing figures from MMC. Typically you don't see that stuff from them. They don't have a lot of die-cast. They don't have a ton of paint. This one's pretty good. It's got quite a bit on it, and it looks really good. I like the accessories. I like the fact they get both wings, so if you prefer the IDW look, you can have that. If you prefer this, like I do, then you have it like this. And overall, it just displays very well. Nice articulation. So if you're a fan of this character, the Deathsaurus, I think you'll be happy with this. Now the size of it, it's not all that big, and there is no Star Saber from Mastermind Creations yet. So this would probably work well if you wanted to put it in a retail, chug scale collection, just because of the size. Now the level of detail is definitely going to be more than a chug collection, but it really does look very nice. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Niles for sending this for review, and we'll see you next time.